Hey everyone, it's Adaptive Goddess, and today I'm gonna get real. So, some of you may know that I wanted to be a police officer before I went into my degreed field of psychology. I had wanted to be one since I was a little girl, and when I was 18 years old, I was told that due to my neurodivergency and the medication I was taking, I could not be a police officer. So, the time I was told I couldn't be a police officer, I was actually one credit away from getting my AA in criminal justice. And this was at a time when I was in what is called Running Start, where I was a high school student taking college classes and no high school. So, I basically gave up my plan to be a police officer, and when I went to university, I studied psychology. I emphasized on childhood and adolescent abnormal development, and I specialized in autism, trying to figure my own self out. And when I graduated from college, I had so many numerous wonderful opportunities handed to me. But even then, I realized there was a connection between both the criminal justice field and the field of psychology, especially dealing with those with autism or other neurodivergence. So when I was in Running Start, I decided to take a criminal justice class called The Art of Interviewing. And this is the Paul Ekman theory on how microexpressions display themselves in someone who you are interviewing. If you want to see an awesome TV show about it, I would check out Lie to Me. It is a wonderful, beautiful representation of what Paul Ekman did and what his work portrayed and why it was important to interviewing. Anyway, when I was taking this class, I realized I do a lot of these micro expressions without knowing I do them, or I show the wrong micro expression when I'm talking to somebody. And this happened when we were doing mock interviews with each other, and we were all supposed to be innocent, but the person who interviewed me thought I was guilty because of the micro expressions I was displaying and that they were seeing from me. One of the things in the Paul Ekman theory is that you are to kind of, where you're looking at somebody when you're talking to them can very much dictate, like, if they're remembering something. Oh, they're making something up. It was all about like left brain, right brain, which brain are they scanning for their story. And typically, because I was a very creative person, I would tend to look to my left brain, not necessarily my right side of the brain. Even though I was telling a truthful story, I would always look to my left and not maintain eye contact in a way that would determine someone was telling the truth. So I realized those who have neurodivergencies, especially those with autism, where eye contact is a very big deal, can appear to be guilty or hiding something when they're not. And that goes to the same as expressive emotions. Sometimes those with autism, I know myself am guilty of this. I don't display the correct emotion when I'm telling a story. So, having this knowledge, wanting to be in the field of criminal justice, and having the background that I have in the field of autism, I've been presented with a wonderful, amazing opportunity. So here's where stuff gets real. I'm going to embark on a journey to become the change that I so desperately want to see in police and police reform and criminal justice reform when it comes to dealing with those and encountering those who are neurodivergent, who are on the spectrum, and those who have experienced some kind of trauma that can affect their cognitive abilities. One of the saddest stories I read was about, I think it was a 13-year-old boy who was shot. It was, I think, maybe 8. I know it was a lot of times by police officers when his mother called the police because he was having a, a tantrum and was having a mental health crisis. And that broke my heart. Because when I was working in the residential facility, that was what I dealt with on a daily basis. And sometimes the police had to be called to our facility. But we were always there to make sure that our clients were safe. And change is happening, and I've seen it firsthand. One of my clients has a police officer on his mental health team that is specifically assigned to him. So whenever there is a police call to his house, this police officer shows up and knows what's going on to protect my client. In a couple of weeks, I will be embarking on my journey at a local community college where I did my running start that offers a certificate program to be a criminal justice advocate, which brings classes from both criminal justice and sociology, which connects criminal justice with the intersectionality of mental health, which is something that I had been waiting for, something I wanted to be a part of ever since I could remember. With this certificate program, I hope that I can be the change that I want to see in our police department. So that way, those who are neurodivergent don't have to fear when police get called. Because police are supposed to protect and serve. And right now, they're not. Not just for those who have neurodivergencies, but those who have a different color of skin. And hopefully by sparking one change, a domino effect can happen and the police can see that real reform is needed. And I'm hoping that with this spark of change, they can realize that reform is not a bad thing, that it's needed for them to become better police officers and better community servers, just like those at the clinic that I work at. We strive to be the gold standard of our state. And so I hope that I can be just a spark, a flame, whatever is needed, so that those who are like me don't have to fear, who don't have to worry or wonder, am I going to be okay when I hear that the police are being called? So, change is coming. And not just for those who are neurodivergent, but those who have a different skin color too, or for those who have both. Change is coming. And if you would like to find out more about this certificate program, I will leave a link in the description below that kind of explains it, what it does. If you live in the state where this is offered, maybe you can take this if you feel compelled to do so. Gandhi said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And that's what I'm going to start to do with my embarking on this journey. So leave a comment down below. What change or what movement are you a part of or do you want to see in the world? Because the first thing to being the change is to identify what needs to be changed. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and gently tap that like button. And remember to be kind, compassionate, and true to you.